Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. I want to talk about the latter of the Steelers' failed fourth down conversions on Sunday evening against the Green Bay Packers. This was the mesh concept, the shallow cross to Juju that was caught for 2 yards. He tries to stretch, he's woefully short, and the Steelers do not convert. They're 0 for 5 on fourth down this season. Obviously, on this play, the Steelers were expecting man coverage. They did not get it. Let's talk about why they were expecting it and what the Packers did in response. There's a play earlier in the game I want to show you guys, but I want to start by just going through briefly the actual failed fourth down conversion. So Steelers out here at empty. You're going to get a mesh concept here by the two slot receivers. That's James Washington. That's Juju Smith-Schuster. Smith-Schuster's going to run underneath as Washington kind of sets the mesh, tries to pick the defenders, and Juju running underneath. And so if it's man coverage, hopefully these two defenders kind of get picked and rubbed off, and it's going to create separation for Juju. So I'll run things through. Obviously, they do not get it on this play. It's zone coverage, but let's look at the idea, what the concept is, before I show you the play. That was the reason why this was the call on fourth down. So this is the mesh concept that fails against zone coverage. All right, so after that Tarantino style of opening the video, starting with the end here, let's go back to a situation here. This is in the third quarter. This is 3rd and 4 on the Packers' 32-yard line in the third quarter, and the Steelers are again running mesh. And so what's going to happen here is Juju and I believe it's going to be James Washington who comes in motion here are going to run the mesh again with Juju running underneath Washington, who is setting the mesh over the top. And so the ball does not go to Juju on this play. Ben takes a deep shot, incomplete to Deontay Johnson. But on this play, the Packers are in man coverage. They showed too high. They rotate to cover one with a robber lurk defender underneath, and the mesh does work on this play. And so you see Juju create separation here as this cornerback has to now, he's out leveraged to begin with and then has to run underneath the pick. And you have Juju getting separation on the shallow cross. Ball does not go there ultimately, but that's the idea. So man coverage, again, 3rd and 4 on the Packers 32. So going back to the fourth down play, this is going to be a 4th and 5 from the Packers' 47-yard line. And so it's a very similar down distance. The play before was 3rd and 4. This is 4th and 5 in plus territory. And so the reason for this call, and you base things off of tendencies and what defenses play in certain down distance, line of scrimmage, that's kind of the baseline framework of how you design your play calls. Matt Canada is expecting the Packers to again play man coverage the way they did before, but Green Bay does a great job here of tendency breakers and self scouting, and they end up playing zone coverage on this snap. And so the pick does not exist because it's zone coverage. The defenders just pass each other, pass the receivers off to each other, and there's really nothing open on this play in terms of the mesh concept. There's also pressure on this play, so Ben has to get the ball out, and the pass is caught, but only goes for I think 2 yards on the play, and it's a failed fourth down conversion. So that was the reason for the play call. Canada thought he would get man coverage the way he got it before. The Packers switch up the zone, and the Steelers' ID here does not work, and the pressure does not help either. You have a zone potential beater here with the tight end. This is Pat Frymuth running kind of a longer, deeper Hank over the ball type of route here, but the linebacker does a good job here to get depth and take that route away from Ben being an option, but the pressure makes it all moot. The ball had to get out. So one last thing to look at this play, and you'll see it, and we'll go back to the first play here, that 3rd and 4, in a moment. But the Steelers are trying to get an indication of man or zone, and so they use motion to do that. One way to know if you're seeing man or zone, or to try to know, is motion. And so Najee Harris gets walked out here, but when you see the cornerback on him and not a linebacker, that's generally a clue you're getting zone coverage. And so as Harris walks out, the cornerback's on him, probably means you're getting zone. And that's kind of your first clue that okay, this thing's not going to work the way the Steelers had hoped to. Unfortunately, in this situation, the Steelers, they broke the huddle late with like 12, 13 seconds left. They didn't have time to change the play. Maybe could have called timeout here. That's maybe something you could look back in hindsight. But using that, man zone indicator of Harris getting walked out here, you see the cornerback on. If it's a linebacker on him, probably playing man. If it's a cornerback, they're probably playing zone. And the Packers do a good job here of switching things up. And then the last thing, to go back to that third down play, the deep ball to Deontay. Originally going to get motion here from James Washington. The cornerback's going to follow, and so you get a man clue indicator when this cornerback 39 comes across the formation with Washington on the motion. It's not 100%, and teams understand, what offenses look for. So some teams will try to, shake things up and, disguise stuff. They'll walk with a guy or won't walk with a guy, or have a, cornerback out on a running back and still play man to kind of try to fool the quarterback there. But that was the idea. So they got man coverage here from the motion indicator, and then the actual play was motion on the failed fourth down. They get a zone indicator. They're playing zone. But the bottom line is, you want to ask yourself, why did they make that call? Why did they have guys running short of the sticks? Because they thought they were going to get man coverage, and they did not. That's kudos to the Packers. They're winning that chess game, and that's why the Steelers did not convert. And just another reason in one of many of why this offense is struggling. So that's all for today's video. Hopefully that gives you guys some perspective about why that call was. You don't have to be happy with a call or love the call or the outcome or anything like that, but I do want to explain what the thought process was. For me, that helped me kind of understand, because I was really questioning what the decision, the thought process, why did they think they were going to get man coverage on that play, and that's the reason why. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.